Have you ever jolted awake in the middle of the night, gritting your teeth and clutching your leg because it felt like your muscles were being twisted in knots? That sudden sharp, tight pain that comes out of nowhere. Yes, those awful nighttime leg cramps. If you're over 70 and these cramps have become your unwelcome bedtime companion, you're not alone. It might start off as a mild twitch, but before you know it, your calf, or sometimes your thigh, feels like it's being squeezed in a vice. You try to stretch, to move, to shake it off, but it just lingers, pulsing through your sleep like a cruel reminder that getting older comes with surprises no one warned us about. These cramps aren't just painful, they steal your rest. And when you wake up already tired from a rough night, everything else feels harder. Your morning walk feels heavier, your balance a bit shakier, and you find yourself needing more time to get going. Sleep is supposed to restore you, but if you're waking up more exhausted than when you went to bed, something needs to change. You might be thinking, well, isn't this just part of aging? It's a common belief, but here's the truth. Just because something is common doesn't mean it's normal. And the good news is, you're not stuck with it. There are simple, gentle changes, no complicated routines or expensive supplements that can reduce or even stop these cramps altogether. So today, I want to share with you 5 tricks that can make a real difference. Not just for your legs, but for your entire sleep experience. These aren't magic pills or one-size-fits-all cures. They're practical steps that anyone can try right at home. And if even one of them works for you, that means more peaceful nights, better mornings, and a body that feels just a little more like you again. Let's begin with one of the most overlooked reasons those cramps creep in during the night: hydration. It's easy to dismiss it. After all, we drink water every day, right? But the truth is, as we age, our sense of thirst dulls. Our bodies don't send out the same loud signals they once did. You might not feel thirsty, but your muscles might be crying out for more fluid. Our muscles are remarkable. They carry us through the day, help us lift, bend, walk, and even maintain our balance without us having to think twice. But like any hardworking system in the body, they need the right conditions to function smoothly, especially when it comes to contracting and relaxing. One of the most crucial, yet often overlooked ingredients for healthy muscles: water. Muscles are made up largely of water, and they depend on it to perform even the simplest movements. Without enough hydration, your muscles can become stiff, irritable, and prone to sudden, painful spasms. It's kind of like trying to run a car without oil. Everything begins to grind, overheat, and eventually break down. That tight, stabbing cramp you feel in the middle of the night, that could be your body's way of saying, I'm running dry. But here's the good news. Fixing this doesn't require a complete overhaul of your routine. It starts with something as gentle and doable as sipping a small glass of water about an hour before bedtime. Not a huge jug, just enough to replenish your muscles and keep them calm throughout the night. Think of it like tucking your muscles in with a soft, hydrating blanket. And if you want to go one step further, consider adding a pinch of natural sea salt or a splash of electrolyte water, especially if you've been sweating or if your medications affect hydration levels. These tiny additions help your body hold onto the water, ensuring it actually reaches the cells that need it. Now, you might be thinking, but I already drink water during the day. And that's great. But as we age, especially past 70, our thirst signals don't work as well as they used to. You might feel fine, but your muscles may still be thirsty. Plus, medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills can dehydrate you even faster without you realizing it. I remember speaking to a gentleman named Frank, who's 75 and had been waking up every night with terrible cramps in both calves. He was convinced it was just his age catching up with him. But when we chatted, he realized he wasn't drinking much in the evening because he was afraid of waking up to use the bathroom. We made a small change, just half a glass of water after dinner, and another right before brushing his teeth. Within a week, the cramps started to fade. I still get up once in the night, he told me, but at least it's not from pain anymore. I'll take that trade any day. Hydration is powerful. It's quiet, invisible, and easy to overlook, but your body feels it. And when you give it that little boost before bed, your muscles are far less likely to scream out for attention at 2 a.m. But hydration is only part of the picture. Let's talk about what your muscles go through during the day and why that affects how they behave at night. After 70, our muscles don't bounce back like they did in our 40s or even 50s. They become more sensitive to inactivity, more prone to tightness and tension. And many of us, through no fault of our own, spend a good portion of the day seated. Whether we're watching TV, knitting, reading, or resting, it's easy to stay in one position for hours without realizing the toll it takes. When we sit for long periods, circulation slows, blood pools in the legs, muscles shorten and tighten, and then, when we finally stretch out in bed, that sudden shift in position can cause the muscles to spasm. It's not your fault. It's just how the body responds to stagnation. That's why incorporating a short stretching routine into your evening, something gentle, something pleasant, can work wonders. Just 5 to 10 minutes before bed can prepare your body for a restful night. No yoga mats, no athletic wear, no fancy equipment needed. You might sit in a sturdy chair and slowly extend one leg at a time, gently flexing your feet up and down like you're pointing and flexing to music. Or if you're more comfortable in bed, lie on your back and slowly raise one leg toward the ceiling, letting gravity do the work. Even softly massaging your calves with warm hands or using a simple foam roller or massage stick can help release the day's tension. Let me tell you about a woman I met named Carol. She was 73, still sharp as ever, and fiercely independent. But she'd been quietly suffering from night cramps for years. She told me with a little laugh, "I just assumed it was part of the membership fee for being in my 70s. Then she tried something new. After her evening tea, she'd take 5 minutes to stretch her legs in her living room. She even lit a candle and played her favorite soft jazz to make it feel like a mini ritual instead of a chore. Within a few nights, she noticed a difference. The cramps weren't as sharp. By the end of the month, she was sleeping through the night. It was the smallest change, she said, her eyes lighting up. But it gave me my nights back. I didn't even realize how much I was missing until I started sleeping again." There's something profoundly empowering about realizing that relief doesn't always have to come from a pill or a prescription. Sometimes it comes from reconnecting with your own body, from giving it a bit of attention, a touch of care, a gentle stretch. These small choices, sipping water, stretching your legs, massaging your calves, might seem simple, but they speak volumes to your muscles. They say, "I see you, I'm here to help." And when you treat your body like a partner instead of a problem, something shifts. The tension begins to ease. The pain becomes less frequent. And maybe, just maybe, you start to look forward to bedtime again, knowing that rest is finally within reach. Let's keep going, because these early steps are just the beginning of a calmer, more restful night. And that brings us to the next trick. What's happening underneath you? Let's take a moment to think about your mattress and your bedding. Are they truly supporting your body? After 70, your body becomes more sensitive to pressure points. If your mattress is too firm, it may be cutting off circulation in subtle ways you don't even feel until it turns into a cramp. Too soft, and your legs may not be getting the support they need to stay aligned during the night. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and buy a brand new mattress tomorrow, but adding a memory foam mattress topper, or even just adjusting your sleeping position, can help. Try placing a small pillow under your knees if you sleep on your back, or between your knees if you sleep on your side. These small adjustments take the pressure off your leg muscles and support proper blood flow while you sleep. One gentleman I spoke with, named Roy, age 78, said he used to dread bedtime because that's when the cramps would hit hardest. He started sleeping with a soft pillow beneath his calves. And just like that, the midnight pain began to fade. He joked, who knew a $10 pillow could beat a $1,000 doctor bill? That's the thing. Sometimes the answers don't lie in a bottle or a prescription. Sometimes they lie in small changes that bring the body back into balance. And once you feel the difference, it's like discovering a new kind of freedom. Now that we've explored hydration, evening stretching, and sleep support, let's keep going. Because while these steps lay a strong foundation, there's more we can do to calm those muscles and ease into peaceful sleep. You know, when your body is trying to tell you something, it often whispers before it screams. And nighttime cramps? That's one of the louder ways it screams. But when we start listening more closely, during the day, during our routines, we can often quiet those nightly cries altogether. So let's keep going. Because one of the most overlooked causes of leg cramps in older adults isn't what you do right before bed. It's what you don't do during the day, specifically movement. Now, I know we're not all running marathons here, but movement doesn't mean overexertion. It simply means staying gently active in a way that keeps the blood flowing and the muscles awake. Think about it this way. Muscles are like children. They get cranky when they've been still too long. If you spend most of your day sitting, whether it's reading, watching TV, or even crocheting a blanket, your leg muscles are settling into stillness. They grow tight, rigid, and then when night falls and your body shifts positions in sleep, those quiet, tight muscles spring into painful spasms. That's why building small bursts of movement into your day makes a real difference. And I'm not talking about a full exercise class or walking 3 miles a day, though if that's part of your life, wonderful. But even just standing up every 30 minutes, marching in place for 60 seconds, or doing a few leg circles while seated can keep your circulation healthy. I once visited a retirement community where an 82-year-old woman named Doris told me her secret. She said, "Every time I get up to use the restroom, I do 10 toe lifts and 10 heel lifts." She smiled and added, "I don't call it exercise. I call it tricking my legs into being useful." And wouldn't you know, her leg cramps had vanished. Daily, gentle movement sends a clear message to your muscles. Stay flexible, stay ready, stay relaxed. It's not about pushing your body, it's about partnering with it. But there's something else we need to talk about, and it's just as important: your mineral levels. You may have heard people say, take magnesium, it helps with cramps. And they're not wrong. Magnesium plays a big role in muscle function. But it's not the only mineral at play. Potassium, calcium, sodium, they all contribute to how well your muscles contract and relax. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing nutrients. Even if you eat plenty of fruits and veggies, those minerals might not be getting where they need to go. And certain medications, especially diuretics for high blood pressure, can flush out these essential nutrients faster than you can replace them. So what can you do? Start by looking at your meals. Are you including potassium-rich foods like bananas, sweet potatoes, or spinach? Are you getting magnesium from things like pumpkin seeds, almonds, or dark leafy greens? And don't forget calcium, from dairy if it suits you, or fortified plant milks if it doesn't. The idea isn't to overhaul your diet overnight. It's to notice the little things and make one better choice at a time. And if you've been feeling especially depleted, tired, crampy, foggy, it's worth asking your doctor to check your magnesium and potassium levels. You might be surprised how even a slight deficiency can affect your sleep and muscle comfort. A man named Harold comes to mind. He's 76, and for years, he chalked up his nightly cramps to age and just one of those things. Then a routine blood test showed his magnesium was low, nothing dangerous, but enough to matter. With his doctor's guidance, he added a low-dose magnesium supplement and started eating more leafy greens. Within 2 weeks, his cramps began to fade. "I'm still old," he told me laughing, "but now I sleep like I'm 50 again." Now, while minerals are crucial, we can't ignore one final piece of the puzzle: stress. Yes, stress. You might not think of it as a cause of leg cramps, but stress doesn't just live in your mind. It settles in your muscles too. Tension builds up during the day, and it doesn't magically disappear when the lights go out. In fact, that lingering tightness can trigger cramps the moment you relax into sleep. And for many people over 70, stress doesn't look like it did in our younger years. It's not always about a job or a deadline. Sometimes it's loneliness, worries about health, grief, uncertainty about the future. These quiet, heavy weights take a toll on the body, even when we try to push them aside. So finding a way to soften the mind before bed is just as important as stretching the body. That might be as simple as listening to calming music in the evening, journaling for a few minutes before sleep, or practicing slow, deep breathing. There's no right or wrong, just what brings you peace. One woman, May, who's 79, swears by her tea and peace ritual. She brews a small cup of chamomile tea, sits in her favorite chair, and writes down 3 things she's grateful for from the day. Even if the day wasn't great, she told me, I can usually find something: a bird outside my window, a phone call, a warm pair of socks. That small act helps her muscles and her mind let go. And maybe that's what all of this is about: helping your body let go. Let go of tightness, tension, and the weight of the day. Because restful sleep isn't just a luxury. It's your body's way of healing, of resetting, of saying, let's try again tomorrow. Next, let's bring it all together, because we're not just looking to manage leg cramps. We want to prevent them, soothe the body, and make sleep something to look forward to again. There's something beautiful that happens when you start reclaiming your nights. The fear of bedtime slowly fades, and instead of bracing for that next jolt of pain, you begin to relax. Your pillow becomes a place of rest again, not a battleground. And that's really the heart of all of this, isn't it? Creating simple, comforting changes that help your body feel safe, steady, and strong, especially while you sleep. Now that we've talked about hydration, movement, stretching, mineral balance, and the role of stress, there's one more trick that ties everything together, and that's routine. Not just any routine, but one that's calm, consistent, and kind to your body. You see, our bodies love rhythm. When we wake up and go to bed around the same time every day, when we wind down with the same gentle habits each evening, our nervous system takes notice. It says, ah, I recognize this. It's time to rest. But when bedtime changes often, when we eat dinner late one night and skip it the next, or scroll through news and worries right before bed, our system gets confused. Muscles stay on alert. Blood pressure rises. And that calm wave of sleep we're meant to ride, it just doesn't come. A reliable bedtime routine isn't about being strict. It's about sending a message of safety to your whole body. Maybe for you it looks like turning off screens an hour before sleep, or soaking your feet in warm water, or putting on soft music, reading something gentle, or even doing 5 minutes of slow, seated breathing. And yes, those things might sound simple, but the truth is, the simple things are often the most powerful. They shift the body out of stress and into rest. They lower your heart rate. They relax your muscles before they have a chance to cramp up. They create space for real, healing sleep. A man named Elmer, who turned 80 last summer, told me how he finally found relief after years of restless, cramp-filled nights. His secret wasn't complicated. He simply created a bedtime rhythm: a light walk after dinner, a warm shower, a small banana and glass of water, and 5 minutes of stretching with quiet jazz playing in the background. Every single night. He called it his sleep invitation. And now, he says, his legs don't fight him anymore. They know what to expect. He chuckled. They know it's time to settle down. Isn't that what we all want? To feel in harmony with our own bodies again? To drift off to sleep without fear of being jolted awake in pain? To wake up feeling rested, even just a little bit more than yesterday. When you take small steps, like staying hydrated, keeping your muscles gently active, nourishing your body with key minerals, managing stress, and building a soothing bedtime routine, you're not just preventing cramps. You're giving your body the love and care it's been quietly asking for. Absolutely. Here's a longer, more emotionally resonant version of that conclusion, written in a warm and inspiring tone, while maintaining the conversational style your audience will love. And if night leg cramps have been haunting your sleep for a while now, whether it's been weeks, months, or even years, I want to pause here and speak straight to your heart. I know how discouraging it can feel when your own body seems to turn against you in the quietest, most vulnerable hours. But let me be clear, you are not weak. You are not broken. You are living in a body that has carried you through decades of life, through storms, through joy, through everyday miracles. And now, it's asking you for a little more patience, a little more care. Aging isn't about giving up or fading into the background. It's about stepping into a new kind of wisdom, a deeper knowing. It's about learning to listen more closely to the whispers of your body before they become shouts. It's about realizing that strength doesn't always look like pushing harder. It sometimes looks like slowing down, softening, and making space for healing. There is absolutely no shame in needing support, no weakness in seeking comfort. In fact, there's great power in it. There's power in saying, I want to sleep better. There's courage in stretching your leg for just 5 minutes tonight, or in pouring yourself a small glass of water before bed, or turning off the television a little earlier so your body has time to unwind. These aren't grand, sweeping gestures. They're small, steady choices. But over time, they build a bridge to a better night's sleep, a calmer body, a more peaceful mind. If even one thing you heard today resonated with you, if it stirred a little hope, or reminded you that you still have control over your health and comfort, I would love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us what's worked for you, or what you're planning to try. You never know who might read your story and find the courage to try something new themselves. Sometimes healing begins with the simple realization that we're not in this alone. And if you're someone who's ever felt isolated in this struggle, tossing and turning at 3 a.m., massaging your calves in the dark while the rest of the world sleeps, please hear this. You are not alone. Thousands of people, just like you, are quietly navigating the same nightly challenge, slowly learning how to rest again, how to feel safe in their own bodies again. And for many, it all starts with one small change, one act of kindness toward themselves. If this video brought you comfort, clarity, or just a moment of peace, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. This channel is more than just information. It's a community, a place for wisdom, warmth, and the reminder that growing older doesn't mean losing who you are. It means embracing who you've become. Here, we don't fear age, we celebrate it, we honor it. Because every wrinkle tells a story of perseverance. Every silver strand of hair holds a memory. And every night you sleep peacefully, free from the grip of pain, is a quiet, powerful victory. A victory worth celebrating. So tonight, as you settle under your covers, I hope your legs feel light and relaxed. I hope your heart feels steady. And I hope you sleep deeply, knowing that you're taking gentle steps toward better rest and a brighter tomorrow. Here's to peaceful legs, to deep, healing rest, to waking up without pain, and to writing the next chapter of your beautiful life, one night, one morning, one day at a time. Take care of yourself. You've earned every bit of rest and comfort coming your way.